شنوندگان گرامی سلام بر شما از ویلپنت پاریس در حاشیه گرد همایی بزرگ مقاومت ایران در خدمت شما هستیم. مهمان این قسمت از برنامه ما ژنرال جونز هستند. خیلی تشکر میکنم از حضور شما برای این گفتگو. میخواستم ابتدا خواهش کنم درباره گرد همایی امروز برام بگین که چه چیزهای بیشتر توجه شما رو جلب کرد و چه نکاتی در سخنرانی ها برای شما برجسته.
Well, thank you. It's very nice to be here. I am honored to be part of this gathering and really send my words of encouragement to all of the people of Iran for their wishes to have a more democratic and freer future. This gathering today in Paris is symbolic of that greater will. And I'm very honored to be a part of it, along with so many distinguished people from various countries around the world. This is a movement that is growing and will continue to grow. And I believe that a free and democratic Iran is off there in the not too distant future.
آقای جونز، شما همیشه در گذشته مخالف ادامه سیاست مذاکره با رژیم حاکم بر ایران بودید. آیا فکر میکنید بعد از به اصطلاح انتخاباتی که رژیم ایران برگزار کرد چیزی عوض شده؟
Well, I think that on all important matters with regard to Iran, the supreme leader is obviously the supreme decider as well. I think this movement for freedom and liberty and justice in Iran is in fact going to be decided. Iranians' policy are going to be decided by the supreme leader, not by a president who was elected by selection, not by a genuine democratic election.
آقای جونز، درست در روزی که انتخابات برگزار کرد رژیم حاکم بر ایران یک حمله بسیار مرگبار داشت به کمپ لیبرتی که این سومین حمله بود. شما نظرتون درباره این اقدام رژیم چیه؟ چه اهدافی رو دنبال می‌کنید؟
Well, this was a very calculated move. I think it was timed very precisely for reasons that the Iranian regime perceived to be in their own self-interest. I am now well aware of not only this attack but other attacks, both on Liberty and at Camp Ashraf, and I deplore the lack of activity on behalf of the Iraqi government to live up to its agreement with the United States, signed in 2009, and then reaffirmed again with the United Nations in 2011, to be at the very least casual about its enforcement of those agreements, and at the most extremely duplicitous with Tehran.
آقای جونز، فکر می‌کنین چرا رژیم ایران انقدر متمرکز هست روی مجاهدین برای از بین بردنشون، ولی از اون طرف در صحبتاشون میگن که خب اینها اپوزیسیون جدی نیستن و اینها طرفدارانی در داخل کشور ندارن؟ پس این همه فراهم کردن الزامات و همدستی با کشورهای دیگه برای نابودی مجاهدین علتش چیه؟
Well, I think you've used the right word. I think the word that I would characterize when I associate what Tehran is thinking is fear. If they weren't afraid, they wouldn't be acting like this. And what they fear is the fear of ideas. And so freedom, democracy, liberty, justice, these are words that they fear. It would be interesting to see a completely open and fair election between the Supreme Leader and Mrs. Rajavi, for example. I bet I know how that one would turn out. We wouldn't have a selected president, straight up or down. The people of Iran represent a great civilization that's made incredible contributions to humanity. This is an aberration in time. It will run its course. It had a beginning. and very hopefully it will have an end quite soon.
مستر جونز، خواستم ازتون سوال کنم در رابطه با ساکنان اشرف و شرایط بسیار پیچیده‌ای که در اونجا هست. فکر می‌کنید چه وظیفه‌ای دولت آمریکا در قبال اونها داره به خاطر قول حفاظتی که به اونها داده؟
Well, this is obviously a clear and present danger, to use a popular term. The people of Ashraf are living as human targets. That is unacceptable. I know that's not acceptable in my government. I know that our values are high, our standards are high. The MEK has been delisted. We made a commitment to the security of these people back in 2003. And I'm quite confident that in the very near future we will find a solution that must bring these people out of Iraq into safety, somewhere where relocation can be achieved in a more measured manner and in a manner where there is no threat to their lives. That is, I think, the most important thing that we as Americans can do to be helpful in the short term, while we worry about the geostrategic influences of Iran and its quest for nuclear weapons and its greater efforts to destabilize the entire Middle East.
آقای جونز، شما مدتی است که از نزدیک با مقاومت ایران بیشتر آشنا شدید. نظرتون چی هست راجع به این مقاومت، راجع به برنامه‌ای که دارن و راجع به نقشی که میتونن در ایران آینده داشته باشن؟
Well, I think that that the war, this is a war of both action and ideas, and I think on both counts, Mrs. Rajavi has led a movement that is growing in influence and power around the world. You can see that by the number of former, in the case of Spain, heads of state, former foreign ministers, former defense ministers of some of the important countries in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I am very impressed by the size of the American delegation here. Somebody told me that we had four-star generals, several colonels, but all of us and the other Americans that are here have a sense of obligation here and a sense of honor. Honor is very important, and we need to live up to our obligations to the people of Camp Liberty and Ashraf in a way that brings honor and credit to the commitments that we've made.
Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
رفتن شبها با دستای بسته، ستاره دوختن کار تو بوده، مثل یه خورشیدک تن طلایی همیشه سوختن کار تو بوده. اگه میچرخه باز آفتاب گردون، طرف روشنی کار تو بوده. اینجا همه حرفا رو به زوالن، شعرهای موندنی کار تو بوده، شعرهای موندنی کار تو بوده. ای که میون حسارای سنگی یه تن واسطادی داری میجنگی، تو خود واژه ناب نبردی، خشم گلوله و نبض تفنگی. ای که میون حسارای سنگی یه تن واسطادی داری میجنگی، تو خود واژه ناب نبردی، خشم گلوله و نبض تفنگی. تو بودی اون که رو دشت تن تو زخمای تیر و تبر میشه کفتن، با نسیم اسم تو تا همه جا رفت، همه دنیا صدا تو شنفتن. تکثیر ماهی سیاهای عاشق تو راه دریاها کار تو بوده. وقتی نشستن عادت دنیاست، نغمه برپا کار تو بوده، نغمه برپا کار تو بوده. ای که میون حسارای سنگی